Have you ever felt like someone around you was smiling, but something just felt off? Not a movie villain, not loud or obvious, but someone whose words and actions quietly corrode trust, empathy, and virtue? The truth is, evil doesn't always come wearing a mask. Sometimes it looks like a friend, a colleague, a partner. Stoicism, that ancient grounded wisdom, warned us long ago the real danger isn't fantasy, it's the subtle darkness inside real people. So today, we're not just talking about bad behavior. We're uncovering 5 unmistakable signs of truly destructive people. And more importantly, how to shield your soul without losing who you are. Sometimes in life, we come face to face with something far darker than we imagined. It's not some mythological demon or cinematic villain, but a real person, someone who chooses cruelty over kindness, manipulation over honesty, destruction over virtue. Evil, as the Stoics taught us, isn't a ghost story. It lives in everyday choices. It's born the moment someone abandons empathy, reason, and virtue and embraces chaos instead. The Stoic masters, Seneca, Epictetus, Marcus Aurelius, studied human nature deeply, and they warned us there are people in this world whose souls are corrupted by emotions and void of moral compass. But even more importantly, they showed us how to protect ourselves, not by becoming like them, but by standing firm in character and clarity. Let's begin with the first red flag. 1. They are ruled by destructive emotions. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." In evil people, their souls are soaked in darkness, tainted by rage, greed, envy, hatred. These aren't momentary lapses. These emotions own them, like puppets pulled by invisible strings. They lash out with anger, sabotage quietly, manipulate relentlessly, not because they have to, but because they want to. Seneca warned, uncontrolled emotions are among the greatest dangers to humanity. So when you see someone operating from pure rage or burning jealousy, know this. They're no longer guided by reason. Their soul is in free fall. And here's the catch. Don't just walk away from them. Guard your own soul from becoming like them. Anger starts small. Jealousy sneaks in like a shadow. So stay alert. Keep your inner world clean. Because once those forces take root, they don't just visit. They take over. 2. They have no moral compass. For truly evil people, ideas like justice, honesty, or self-control aren't sacred. They're optional, disposable, inconvenient. They trample values to get what they want. They justify the worst actions with the oldest excuse. The end justifies the means. Epictetus posed the question, if someone lacks integrity and honor, what's left to admire? These are the ones who lie without blinking, cheat without shame, hurt without guilt. Not because they're lost, but because they've stopped listening to the compass we all carry inside. And yet, here's a powerful Stoic twist. Even the most corrupt soul once believed what they were doing was right, in their own twisted way. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Every man does wrong for what he believes is good." That's why your greatest task is this. Never mirror their darkness. Don't trade in your values just because someone else did. Remain rooted in who you are, even if everyone else around you drifts into the storm. 3. They exploit trust. Trust isn't just important, it's sacred. It's the invisible bridge every relationship stands on. But to an evil person, trust is just another tool, a weapon dressed as kindness. Seneca said it plainly, no man can be good who convinces himself that evil brings reward. To them, betrayal isn't a mistake, it's a method. They build trust just to break it, not for survival, but for gain. And the deeper the bond, the more devastating the damage. But don't worry, we're not done yet, because knowing how to spot these traits is only half the journey. Next, we'll dive into even deeper signs and the Stoic strategies that can help you rise above without losing your peace. When we recognize those who may exploit our trust, the next step isn't just to stay alert, it's to make sure your heart doesn't get tainted by betrayal. Because more important than avoiding harm is not letting that harm change who you are. 4. They act kind, only to take advantage. They seem friendly, warm, but only long enough for you to let your guard down. Behind those gentle smiles are calculations and a quiet plan to take advantage of the trust you've given. They target your vulnerabilities, your innocence, your kindness, your willingness to believe in others. Worse, they don't need to shout or show it. A slight delay in their response, a shift in eye contact, a long, uncomfortable silence, all subtle clues. And over time, you realize The harm didn't come like a thunderstorm. It arrived like a slow leak, quietly draining your inner peace. So, yes, be careful who you trust. But also, never let betrayal turn you into someone untrustworthy. Be the kind of person who still deserves trust, even when it's been broken. Don't meet deceit with deception. Your integrity is your true strength. Guard it. 5. They spread division and chaos. Some people seem to thrive on stirring the pot. They whisper lies, spark conflict, and create tension between others, and then sit back and watch as it all falls apart. Why? Because when others lose control, they feel like they've gained it. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The mind of a wicked person is like a storm. It troubles itself and everyone around it. They're not strong, they're afraid. Their inner world is so messy that they try to mess up everyone else's peace too. But you're not a leaf caught in their storm. You can choose not to get pulled in." Epictetus advised, "Be like a rock the waves crash against, but still stands firm." 6. They take pleasure in others' pain. This is perhaps the most chilling sign. It's not just apathy, it's active delight in someone else's suffering. They feel no empathy, no regret. Another's pain becomes their entertainment, a twisted form of control. But that's not power. That's a deep, haunting emptiness of the soul. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, what benefits the community benefits the individual. But people like this, they isolate themselves with cruelty. And what do they gain? Only a fleeting sense of dominance, never real happiness. Epictetus also said, "No one is more miserable than the one who harbors malice." So don't let hatred grow within you. Don't seek revenge. You don't need retaliation. You need peace. Yes, evil does exist in this world, but no, evil does not win. It can never conquer a soul that is steady, virtuous, and in control of itself. The Stoics didn't teach us to fear bad people. They taught us to master ourselves so completely that nothing outside of us could ever truly harm us. Seneca once said, "The wise man neither harms nor is harmed." Be that person. Let the darkness of others remind you why your light matters. Choose reason, choose discipline, choose virtue, no matter what the world throws at you. And in the next part, we'll dive into real-world situations where Stoic wisdom stops being theory and becomes your everyday tool for strength. Are you ready?